Abisha from Sasu will be a carbas from Copa Sabre or Døn't TV. So, send your first time on Døn't TV. I must also subscribe to your Døn't TV. Like, comment, your comment section. Click on the notification button for more news updates. Isiano, Dr.Okoe Oboye and Dr. Felix Kwakye. Ekoshia, good morning, Jume so. Na hono mukoshia no nkomochichi bibiri na ene koso ho ne nyina yenim se Felix Kwakye NDC ni mapabishafo ye ka se onko na sebi okum Dr. Alhaji Bawumi a onfa ni dwu bia na wadi ni dem na omukopie mo ho no sema odi twude nyina ne se wo ye obi a abra former president His Excellency Mr. John Dramani Mahama ewa abemu no na dollar rate no 4 cedis na sisi a abra His Excellency na Dr.Okoe Oboye ewa abemu dollar rate no ejina 16 million dia na chese unim ya wokeka na waje no enye adwuma when am so Dr.Okoe Oboye reply ne say sebi o enye dollar rate no kwa ene enkoye ewe manga ne mase niema bebre wo ho His Excellency na Dr.Okoe Oboye oni ni penifo Dr. Alhaji Bawumi omaye aboa Ghana man in fact omaye ade pa anke wose ye bo mabaso na sebi o COVID-19 ene niema bia enkoye na $1 rate no ehuri akwakodu 60 million inse bebre ena omodi tuja enti no mempese mese bebre no subscribe to Døn't TV, like, comment. Your comment section, you click on the notification button for more news updates. And share on your team as Medas.
Who put the gun to go to Randy, who forced Randy Mills went to the IMF in 2009.
James was president for 8 years. What happened?
Bawumi has managed the economy for 8 years. He says he has solutions to the economy. Why are those solutions? No.
So 8 years.
8 years. Bawumi was in charge of the economy.
8 years.
He says he has solutions to the depreciation of the exchange rate. After he gave us lectures. In fact, his lecture notes are still available.
But John Mama said he'll give us stable currency. And yes. We saw the worst depreciation.
No. What was the depreciation? In 10 months in 2020.
From 1 city to 4 400%. No, Sam George said 394.
No, let him do the calculation. From 4 to 16.
From 1 to 4.
No, 4 to 16, do it.
4
to 16, do it.
Do 1 to 4.
No, 4 to 16, do it. Randy, but let me tell you something.
4 to 16 is 400%.
Don't worry.
1 to 4 is
Don't worry, let me tell you something.
1 to 4.
Randy. Randy, oh, please.
3.7.
What percentage is that? 3.7.
Randy, we are percentage depreciation now. It is not 400. It's 320 something percent.
Randy,
why do you keep on backing?
320.
Wait a minute. I'm telling you, Randy. Okoe Oboye, if I give you the formula today and you calculate it, please. No.
Just answer one.
No.
The 320,
Randy,
which one is
Randy,
that?
you see, it doesn't make sense. Randy, first of all, it does not even make sense what he's doing.
Yeah.
And with the greatest respect to you, I beg your pardon. It's not you I'm referring to. See, that senseless argument stems from Bawumi's disrespect for the people of Ghana. When he tells you that an exchange rate of 16 to 1 in terms of dollar and Ghana cedi relationship is better than 4 to 1. Right? With the greatest respect, that is madness. Oh yes, sir. If you ever make that argument, you tell me that I am a businessman. I go to the forest bureau and I have to pay $16 to get 16 cedis to get $1. That is better than when I had to pay 4 cedis to get $1. Right? Even if you did the computation for both rate of change and you use the right formula to calculate depreciation, the rate of depreciation under Bawumi is higher than under Mahama. Number 2, if anybody tells you that an economy that cannot pay its debts has defaulted is better than one in which we service debt regularly, that is pure madness. And I'm not missing words. You see, we have to stop the comical disrespect of the electorate. It is bad enough that you have run the economy down. You can say that yes, things are bad. I have drawn lessons. I have new proposals to fix it. But let nobody ever. And you see, one of the reasons why I have lost respect for many journalists who attended that press briefing, is that they sat down for him to make this argument that the economy has been managed better.
They couldn't have argued with him.
Why not? Randy, but they had opportunity.
That's not a forum for
Randy, they had opportunity to ask questions. You see, when the first question was asked, and he made this, somebody came back, right? How does any sane person sit down for Bawumi to tell him that this economy has been managed better than the one that he inherited? Why? Your debt to GDP ratio went to 104%. Randy, in the first 10 months of 2022, the cedi lost 54% of its value. Never happened in our history. 54% in just 10 months. How could you have really look at the interest rates today? Almost 40%. When you took over, it was around 28%. Your credit status is junk. Somebody had B minus, and you say you've managed the economy better. How can anybody make this argument? And we allow this argument to pass. So even if we put politics aside, okay, the usual banter that we do, there are some things that can never, no political leader should ever feel confident to speak to us that way, that this economy is better managed than even in your personal life. If you borrow money and you are not able to pay, are you better than me who is able to borrow money and pay? This is common sense. And if a leader cannot subscribe to common sense, even in the things that we all can see glaringly, he has no business putting himself up for elections. And one of the reasons why I am opposed to him is that attitude. Look, leaders will always face problems. There's not one government that hasn't faced problems. Even Kufuor, who was much better than Akufo-Addo in terms of presidency, had his problems. But you see, there comes a point when you level up with people, you show them respect. You are wearing a watch that has a black leather. We all see that this thing is black. And yet, I'm standing on an argument on a platform insisting that you are wearing a red leather watch. Is that not madness?
All right. Look, yes, okay. It's important to state here clearly that when John Mahama was president, this country was not a collapsed junk. Was Banana Republic. Please, yes. I was quiet.
He had B minus. That was his credit. In fact, Baumia is on record to have said that B minus meant economic mismanagement and that Mahama was incompetent. You come in and we are junk, baller, and you say that you have done better. What do you take us for?
Okay. Look, when John Mahama inherited President Mills' office when we were growing at about 12-point-something%. Growth declined steadily until we got to 3.5. When John Mahama took over from please, what is this? Please,
3.5. It is better. Please, than 0.4.
Felix, let's hear.
Please, today was your growth. Last year you grew at what? 3%.
Felix, let's hear. Felix, let's hear.
When John Mahama took over under Mills, inflation was a single digit. By the time JM was leaving, we were in a double-digit inflation movement. Please, I'm telling you of the record of the person you are bringing.
What was the worst inflation of Mahama?
You should have courage to absorb.
Right, no problem.
Yeah, I kept quiet. Doc,
but you got 54%.
Please,
and Doc, you are better than your Mahama. Please, Doc. Are you better than the one who got 50%? Please. You shouldn't even make the argument.
Please, Doc.
Felix, let's hear him.
Under John Mahama.
And Randy, they took it from 8%.
Felix, let's hear him.
In 2018, they got 8%.
Let's hear him.
Inflation. They took it to 54%.
Don't worry. Let's hear him. Let him make his point. Let's hear him. Yes.
President Mills, may his soul rest in peace, had a single-digit inflation. This economic whiskey, JM for Felix, took it from single. Please, I'm giving that is a champion. Took it from single to double-digit. The biggest accumulation of debts within a short period from the time he inherited the city in 2012 to the election. The biggest, it was central bank financing.
How?
We had movement. Please.
Okay,
we had movement of our debts
from 10 to 120.
You don't have.
It is bigger than 120 to 743 billion. What are you telling us?
Under John Dramani Mahama, the finances you need, the resources you need to keep the supply chain for petroleum products could not be sustained.
And how?
Please.
And how many times were there for? Look, the only time.
Let me talk.
Was that very weak that Ghana lost?
Please.
Against USA in the 2014.
I remember.
It was a 3-day
please.
3 days out of 8 days.
I remember the CEO of West Africa Gas Pipeline coming to Ghana and giving a press interview after that. Mahama has told him that they will increase tariffs so that they can pay for the gas, so we'll get power. Doc, industries. Please, Doc.
You don't owe WAPCO.
Before
don't you owe WAPCO?
Under John Mahama, I know people who were laid off at multimedia because they were told because of the power situation they couldn't keep them in.
They've packed back the baggage and left.
Under whiskey,
they've left.
So all I'm saying is that, Doc, if you check the profile, record, performance, abilities of John Mahama, and the things he's telling you now, you need to be patient. Look into what he's saying. Check whether he has maybe added some new capabilities which will make him do things differently, or he's had a change of heart.
you suggesting that the economy has been run better today than when he left office?
Look,
by the man who says it's an economic waste.
It is deliberate.
What is deliberate?
I'm coming, and I'll make this statement. When economists talk, they say all things, before they normally make most of it, they say all things being what? Equal. That's if you don't have a major disruption.
What are you talking about? We're all
please,
people
is
that what you're telling me?
Whether anybody likes it or not, luckily you are not only national, you are international. Inflationary movements, in terms of prices of goods, if you watch all elections that have happened in the past 3-4 years, in every country, every leader who comes out tells you about what COVID did to the economy, the global supply chain disruptions, which has affected prices. And that's why I was watching TV just 3 days ago. Elderly people in the UK are saying that the price of electricity and gas, they don't even know how to survive. If you check with the leaders, even those who denied COVID input and have gotten to power now, they are telling the public now that because of what COVID has done. So Felix will conveniently take away COVID. But please.
First of all, if you are a sectarian economist,
it's because please.
If you are a sectarian what is the point? What is all the hype?
Please. No.
Number two, COVID is not the only disruption Ghanaian economy has faced.
Please.
Since the days of Rollins.
I'm happy I say it's not the only. So it's a disruption. No.
What are you talking about?
Let me conclude.
Why?
So let Okoe come.
Is that how cabinet ministers are treated on your show?
Yes.
Do you treat former ministers and current ministers the same way?
No.
Oh, really?
Doc, so
no one else should go. I thought
Doc, the truth is that the pressures brought on this country by COVID. I tell people that if I hear anyone say that, Doc, before COVID came, you had challenges, but the challenges of COVID, let's add it or juxtapose to what you had before. And let's look at the impact. Like Randy,
Ghana is the only country.
But when I meet people who talk, Doc, when I meet people who close their eyes to all the chain disruptions of COVID, and because they want power. By the way,
Ghana is the only country in the world.
Me, my last words.
At least you know my views on